Evening all, welcome to EVE Online. Today we are going to enjoy the Happy Gala Day. What sort of party is this? A sausage fest, that's what. The Guardians Gala event is as close to mediocrity as I think a game could possibly get. So I like events. Events are done quite well in games. So if I think back to some of the good events, they did a really good one in EVE War a long time ago where all of Empire suddenly became 0-0. So literally Empire space, like G2 and Yulai and all that, they suddenly will become 0-0. And I remember leading a gang of battleships around, destroying everything in my way, and it was such fun. Events come and go, and some of them are good, some of them are bad. Division does good events. If you ever play the Division, they do really good events. EVE Online, not so much. So yeah, I mean this one is kind of just terrible, really, because I think the main problem I have with this one is that it really is just the same thing over and over. There's no difference. There's nothing. There's no threat. So obviously you're now mashing your keyboard into the comments with the Cheeto dust flying to say, but Pyrex, you're running it with like a load of Drakes and auto fire missiles, etc. That is a very observant point, and you would be right to point out that I am a massive hypocritical douchebag. But what I would also just point out is I was only doing this just to like do a video. I like don't run it with my usual fit like this because this is ridiculously overkill. Usually just run it in a Tengu, but I did like 5 or 6 sites, and I started to kind of get RSI, not in the fingers but in the brain, because I was so kind of like with it all, because I thought it'd be a bit different, like different events or something. Different rats would have been nice, so you can't tank one damage type. That would have been quite interesting, like omnipresent stuff. I mean, the drones event that was on around Christmas, oh my god, that was confusing as well. So post in the comments, am I doing this wrong? Because something tells me I'm not. As you can see, running it with my multi-box fit, it's not botting before anybody posts angrily again, Cheeto dust flying. It's not botting, right? Enough, it's not. This is me playing with like multiple accounts, but literally it's just the same as I ran with the Coraxes. Drake's set to auto auto fire missiles, nice and simple. You have to use the target painter again, and set to orbit, so basically they just orbit you. It works nice, and I've got to admit I'm quite impressed with it. I'm again amazed more people aren't doing this, but that's aside. I think the Gala event has been interesting because I got quite a few skins, so I must have probably run 20, 30, 40 sites now maybe. And I've got a load of skins, got a load of those boosters, and they seem to be good value. I mean, there's a lot of money there, but the boosters will expire, number one. They only seem to be active for a day, and I can't see the point of them. Obviously, it boosts your skill training for a day, and that's obviously nice. But am I missing something? Or maybe I'm missing something because I was a bit... And there's multiple different types of boosters, I should point out. Or I just had very lucky drops, and I just seem to have got different boosters. But... I'd rather have been blueprints. I like blueprints in my rewards. I like things like that. I'm not that mad about fireworks, if I'm honest. I'm not 7 years old and want to shoot my fireworks all over the place. That sounds ruder than it meant to. Don't mean it like that. You've got a dirty mind, seriously, because I think I'd have been more interested if there was a bit more diversity in it all. And I know that it's important they do these events. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not poop talking the events, I promise. I'm just a bit disappointed that this is this is kind of it. This is what you get. It's the same configuration every time. So you warp in, you see that little cloud, you see that little structure, and it's kind of cool. So let's talk about the obvious. Why would they be having an event, a gala, in their ships? Wouldn't they dock and get out and meet and greet and press the flesh? Or is that, again, sounding very dodgy and dirty? And the word, the sausage party is flying to my brain again. But it does seem kind of pointless. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? It just felt a bit like, well, there's just a load of dudes here, and then you kill somebody, and then they all go. And that's kind of, that's how most parties end in my experience. Somebody gets killed, and then everybody goes. But hey, usually the police then arrive. And I don't think Concord turn up unless you shoot something you shouldn't. But... it's interesting, I guess. Events can't be a bad thing. I notice if you actually get enough points as well, you can unlock stuff. But I haven't done that because I think, do they refresh every day? that sounded quite like laborious. I don't think I really want to actually play the game that much. But I couldn't imagine doing this for longer than 20 minutes. So I don't know how people manage to do it. But then again, I don't know how people do mining. And this was supposed to be a mining episode, but let me tell you a quick story. I started editing the mining footage together, and it was just so fast-paced that I had to just take a break because my heart was racing. It was that interesting and exciting that I had to go and have a sit down and a very strong cup of sweet tea, because my God, was the adrenaline running. I am completely lying. It was so boring. It was very difficult to find, and it was very difficult to find something to actually show you other than here's some rocks and here's me punching them. You know, I like the idea of mining. I always thought it was a great part of the game. You know, there's this whole industrial base that sits above this level 1 supply, which is you get your minerals in. But something about it just makes me feel very dirty and wrong. And, you know, much like touching yourself in a church, it just feels wrong. And I don't know why I keep doing it. So I'm going to have to really adjust my ways, because I don't think I can continue to do that. Mostly because the church have very good lawyers. But there we go. That's another topic for another day. Loving the game now. I mean, I've got to admit, it's been so long since I last played, and then I've been playing it for about a month now. I think one of my characters just renewed. I was doing month to month, which is not too bad actually. I don't do Plex. I don't. You know, I use money to pay for the game because someone has to. And I probably could use my vast wealth to do so, because I certainly did before. But part of me just feels, I don't know, like it's just easier not to have to worry about the grind. I don't like the grind of the game, and I never have. And yet I've been one of the biggest grinders in the game, which again has its own euphemism, which I'll avoid very quickly. But you see what I mean? I kind of want to play this game to have fun and relax. I don't want to sit here and think I've got to play, because otherwise I can't subscribe my characters. And I respect all of you who do that. I'm not poop talking it, but I'm just sat here thinking, blimey, that must be soul destroying to think, oh, I've got to sit and mine for 2 days. That feels like a penance. That doesn't feel like a pastime in my books. But hey, gaming nowadays, it does seem like, you know, it's not actually anything to do with enjoyment. It's to do with servicing a second freaking job. And I never understood that. Like Minecraft, one of the most kind of, you know, let's say slow-paced games possible. It has something in it that means you have to maintain your game if you play on a server, I guess. But if you don't, you're probably fine. But I think, you know, things like that just make me chuckle, because it's like, how on earth can you warrant, you know, sitting in a game and playing it for like 20 minutes, just sorry, 20 minutes. What am I talking about? For 20 hours to rat or mine or God knows what you do to pay for it. I seriously decided this time round I was just going to put my money into the game. I think it's about 9 Great British pounds, the greatest currency in the world, bar none. And you know, it's reasonable. I don't think that's too bad. And if you do like longer subscriptions, so I think if you're doing something like 3 months, it goes to 7 or something like that. So I started working out the Plex price. So the equivalent Plex price was £12. So I'm thinking, well, hang on, that means that if you subscribe, you actually get it cheaper than buying Plex and selling it on the market now. So maybe I got that wrong. Post in the comments if you think I'm talking absolute flim-flam jib wish-wash, because I'm pretty sure I got that right, but I'm happy to accept if I haven't. So I've subscribed a number of accounts, and yeah, I've enjoyed it. It is a fun little game, and I think if you take some of the grind out of it, that actually makes it quite fun. And I think the Guardians Gala event is done for me. I did the, you know, I'm showing you footage of it, but I have no interest in it whatsoever, other than, yay, okay, a special NPC spawns and you chase it, you kill it, and you get another skin. I did get some good skins, by the way. I got the Nagelfar and the Nidhogger, so apparently they're quite good. Apparently I got the Quaif skins as well. Somebody, I can't really remember how I got it. I think it was sat as a reward on the accounts that I had. So I had like 3 or 4 Quaif skins. Post in the comments on how on earth I got that, because I had no idea. And I looked on the market, they're worth $500 million for the Dominics. And I'm like, pardon me, that's crazy. So, and it looks good, it looks great. I haven't used it, but I did have a preview of it. And yeah, so Quaif skins, when did they come in? What's that about? Post in the comments. I'm very curious to know. But skinning and skins generally don't really interest me. I did get a couple of skins for the industrials and some of the ships. This events one is just, it looks like a French fry that's been dipped in tomato sauce, which makes no sense whatsoever. Not really that interested in it, and I've got to admit I was not sold. But there we go. Guardians Gala. What a sausage fest. I hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you next time.